Hello friendly people of the internet, I am Hyper Super Sora, and welcome back to Remembering Avatar, where I talk about the Avatar The Last Airbender episodes completely from my memory, then I watch the episode to see what I get wrong. Today, we're tackling nightmares and daydreams. I'm not looking forward to this episode. I think this is the episode that has the Zuko plot about the war meeting, but I'm not entirely sure. I think it should be. Should be. If anything makes sense. Otherwise, it's going to be a flashback to reveal what actually happened in the war meeting. But the main plot this episode is Aang can't get any goddamn sleep. The main plot of this episode is just Aang realizing that they're 4 days away from the invasion. 4 days, remember that. And he is absolutely bloody panicking. So much so that he's pretty much on a non-stop training mission with no rest. And as Goku taught us from Dragon Ball Z, that does not help strengthen you, that tortures your body. Huh. Katara tries to help him out with like a relaxing sauna and yoga stretches. That doesn't help. Toph tries to help him by, having rock pillars smash into his body over and over and over again. When that doesn't work, she's going to stab him with multiple things, also known as acupuncture. Running very fast. Sokka tries to do therapy. I mean, he does put the beard back on, and I will take any excuse to see Sokka with that beard. How about you scream into this pillow? Holds up a fucking sheep. Yeah, it doesn't work. But, remember how this episode is called Nightmares and Daydreams? Let's get into those. Yes, Aang is absolutely losing his goddamn mind this episode. One of the nightmares, the reoccurring nightmares, is that he's facing off against the Fire Lord, and all these ridiculous things keep happening to him. Forgetting his trousers. Forgets his pants. I don't need pants to kick your ass! Ready for a math test. Throw a fucking rock at him. Oh well, kid show. They had math tests back at the air temples? Okay. I can live with that. And the multiple daydreams, one where he actually confesses to Katara and she reciprocates. Ha! We know Zutara is this close to happening. And one where where Momo and Appa have an epic samurai duel. Where Appa is the multi-sword wielding full Shogun armor, while Momo's the rags and one sword. He's the Ronin. Momo on the side of leave Aang alone, Appa on the side of the you need sleep, I don't talk. All this weird shit keeps happening, but it just ends with Katara, Toph, and Sokka pretty much assuring all the sheep there and making a giant bed for him to sleep in. I know this doesn't happen in the episode, but it would have just been funny if Toph went, "Sleep, Twinkle Toes!" Knocks him the fuck out, and he sleeps for like 2 days and he's good after that. I feel so much better. Trust me, you get 10 hours of sleep in a night, you're fucking on cloud 9. And you know what? So was Aang. Oh, another daydream. A fluffy cloud for me to sleep upon. Sleep, damn you! It's just weird. Kind of a filler episode before we get to the Day of Black Sun, the invasion. Wouldn't say a breath of fresh air, but the calm before the storm, the panic before the storm in Aang's case this episode. I think this is also the last episode where we see him have hair. Back to balding, okay. This is the last episode where the world officially knows that Aang is dead. So, let's not waste any more time and let's just get into the episode. Okay, so just got done watching the episode and didn't expect the episode to end with Aang dreaming about Fire Lord Ozai naked. Okay. I get it. Mark Hamill is quite the amazing actor. He does so many stupid lines this episode, and he makes them all work. But yeah, to end the episode with our main character dreaming about the main villain of our show, Ho Naked. Wow. I completely forgot that. That was hilarious, to be honest. Okay. So let's get the stuff down with the Zuko stuff, because after this episode, I got a grasp on that because I haven't been keeping track of them. Zuko starts the episode getting pamper. Hot towel? Fuck it. And he rejects everything else but the hot towel. Hot towels, people, they're nice. Spends time with May. He actually seems happy. Zuko, happy? We can't have that. At least not for long. May brings up the war meeting. He's just like, guess I didn't get invited. Guy, dude, you've maybe been back in the Fire Nation for maybe a month. Maybe a month or two. Actually, I've been counting the days, but I haven't been really keeping track of them. So I can't say how long it's been since the end of season 1. End of season 2. But you haven't been back that long. They're probably still not used to having you around. I mean, they're only now just pampering the hell out of you? But yeah, figures out about the war meeting, spends time with May. May actually tries to be supportive and help him out. Tries to distract him a bit. And help him emotionally. But the war meeting does happen, and Ozai refuses to do the meeting without Zuko. So he does go. And we do not see the contents of the meeting until a future later on date. Now, what day is that? I'm not sure. I think that's at the beginning of the finale. God damn. But he walks out, he talks to May. My father saved a seat for me. I was right at his right side. Zuko, that's amazing, that was great. Looks up at the picture of him. We don't see him this episode. Well, we do, but it's only dreams. So, we don't see him in the flesh this episode. We don't even hear him talk when it's not Aang absolutely losing his goddamn shit. He looks up at the picture of his dad and he goes, in the meeting, I was the perfect prince. But I wasn't me. And this leads to later on the series where he gets his redemption arc. Spoilers. I'm reviewing the entire goddamn show from my memory. I know what happens. But yeah, it was a bit of a trip. I don't know how they got some of the imagery and ideas they did for this episode, but goddamn, how many drugs were you on at the time? How many fever dreams did you pull from? Because some of the imagery was great. Like, Toph without her eyes being colored in, Sokka, all the ground covering up. Katara with fire, that's basically every other Tuesday. The Fire Lord. Like, he's literally drawn in flames. That was cool as hell. And what else could I really say about the episode? The comet crashing down as the peaceful landscape turns into a basically molten dead zone. That was cool. And it did trigger Aang to wake up and go, holy shit! And he points out in this episode that he doesn't know firebending, not even the basics. Well, he can make fire, we know that much, he just doesn't really do it. And Sokka points out, you're not gonna need it. The solar eclipse will block out firebending. Plus, it's a stupid element anyway. Why would you want to learn it? To which I say, for one, the eclipse isn't going to be forever, so firebending will be useful when it comes to actually getting to the Fire Lord. Second thing. What was it? Fuck. there was something, but now it's gone. Aang is so stressed out about facing the Fire Lord, and I think I know why. Because it's not about the imminent threat of death. He's faced that so many other times and hasn't given up. Just fuck about it. And even then, the solar eclipse is going to happen, and the Fire Lord's going to be powerless. For all they know, this is going to be a goddamn steamroll. It's not. I think the thing that Aang is the most stressed about is about taking a life. Now, we all know later on that he does kind of grapple with this. It's just like, if you believe peace is always an option, then what are you going to do about Fire Hitler? Did you expect to knock on his door, point your bow staff at him, and go, surrender? Okay. That wasn't going to happen. Ozai would rather die than surrender. So, I have to ask, what the hell was Aang's plan during all this? And I think he was so stressed out and so fucking off his rocker this episode because he didn't know. He didn't know what he was going to have to do. He didn't know he was going to have to take a life. He didn't know if they were going to surrender. He didn't know. He was so stressed about this one day that he either has to destroy his moral compass or not. Now, while that isn't what the episode I think was going for, it is now my headcanon now that I've said it out loud. I actually think it makes a lot of sense. Later on in the series, he does grapple with the fact that other people are telling him, kill the Fire Lord. Even, spoiler, even Zuko, his own son, is saying, yeah, you gotta kill my dad. It's for the greater benefit of the world. You gotta do it. And Aang, well, to be fair, there was that one buzzard in, not Appa's Lost Days, but the desert, that episode, you know what I'm talking about. Where he lost Appa and he was pissed right the fuck off. And he killed this one desert thing. By the way, koala sheep. Maybe Aang just drank something he wasn't supposed to. Koalas all they do is sit around and get high all day, so, he probably had some bad fruit and just kept eating it over and over again because, you know what, it tastes like cherries. But yeah, my headcanon for this episode is Aang just doesn't know what he's going to do when he comes across the Fire Lord. His best hope is that the Fire Lord just immediately throws his hands up and surrenders. We all know that's not going to happen. It's Mark Hamill, for God's sake. He's going to go out with a blaze of glory. And I think his final thing is just letting it all go, saying, what happens, happens. It's out of my hands now. Do what's got to be done. I wish I could fall asleep like that. I wish I could fall asleep like Sokka, where it's just time for some... I am slow to fall, and I am slow to rise. Oh, well. This episode wasn't much of a slog as I thought it was. There was plenty of times where I did think it was. I was like Aang's half-hearted confession to Katara in that daydream. And then, what were we daydreaming about? Breathing underwater? Cool. Let's ignore the fact that he's done that for 100 years. But what else can I really say? Oh yeah. Hit me, Katara. Aang, I'm not gonna hit you. Toph, want me to do it? That's such a fucking Toph line and I love it. Again, this episode could have just been solved with laying Aang on Appa's tail and then Toph knocking him the fuck out. That's all we goddamn needed. That's all we needed. I mean, Appa is basically his emotional support animal, and when we lost him, he killed something. You can't tell me that buzzard isn't dead. I know it is. This episode was fine. Nothing really to write home about. And if you guys are seeing this when I hope you are, it is May the 4th. So, what do you guys think of Nightmare and Daydreams? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Leave a like on the video if you liked it. And subscribe for May the 4th be with you. No, seriously, check the date. And don't forget to hit that little notification bell to see when I upload all the time. Till next time in Hyper Super Sora, sayonara.